Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E. I am Chris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Show is streaming live on Roku via the BS3 network, as well as Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, X, and any other social media platform you have. Got a very special guest joining me at the top of the show. Going to bring him in right now, Mr. Garrett Classy. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing great. And for those who do not know, who are you, Mr. Garrett Classy?
I am the Deputy Athletic Director and Chief Revenue Officer for the University of Houston Athletic Department.
And how long you been here, sir?
I've started in mid-June, so I've been here just a couple months. So I'm a rookie in the grand scheme of things.
Are you used to the heat and humidity that H-Town provides?
Man, I love it. I tell you what, I've been in cold weather places most of my life. Grew up on a dairy farm in Wisconsin. I'll gladly take the heat any day over the cold. So yeah, sign me up for it.
And I read some of your bio. You came from Nebraska, is that right?
Yeah, the University of Nebraska. I was senior deputy athletic director there, and I've been in college athletics my entire life. Was at a athletic director at University of Illinois at Chicago prior to that, and also worked at Alabama and Oregon. So kind of a nice mix of small metropolitan basketball centric schools as well as schools in the Power Five.
Why Houston? Why'd you decide to come to UH?
Man, this is the most transformational time in University of Houston and Houston athletics history. So very easy decision. I mean, the leadership of Dr. Couture and Chris Pesman from the athletic side of things. This place reminds me a lot when I arrived at Oregon in 2005 with just a $35 million budget. And by the time I left 8 years later, we had a $100 million operating budget going to national championship games. So I just think the growth potential here is incredible. A lot has happened here, but we got a lot more maturing and growing to do. And it's always fun to be part of those processes where you can help build and grow and sustain something.
What are some of your duties at UH?
Sure. I mean, I oversee obviously the revenue generation side, but really anything externally facing that touches the fans or the customers or the donor of Houston Athletics. So whether it's athletic communications, where we're telling our story and promoting our brand, from marketing promotions to ticket sales, to overseeing our being the liaison with Learfield and Houston Sport Properties as far as our corporate sponsorship side of things. So it really runs the gamut that anything that touches the fan, those are the areas that report up through me.
Now, you have a fan already. See, Garrett, look at that. Miss Wanda Polk, who's a regular
Yeah.
supporter of the show. She remembers you.
Hey,
You
Wanda. Good to see
you have
you.
you have great energy. Okay. Earlier today, UH launched on social media platforms. They're going to have commemorative uniforms this Saturday for the game against UTA. Were you part of the process for these uniforms looking like the Houston Columbia Blue back in the day for fans like me who are old enough to remember the Houston Oilers?
Well, I mean, the uniform process obviously started way before I arrived here in June. But as far as the launch and the release and those types of things, yeah, it was our football creative team as well as our athletic department creative team that helped with the launch of this release. Absolutely, and what a fun project to work on. I mean, the one thing I'll tell you, Chris, is that in the city of Houston, if you live in the city of Houston, we're your college athletic program, we're your college athletic team, we're your Big 12 college football team. And so anytime that we can align ourselves with the great city of Houston and all of the passionate Houstonians, we want to be able to do that. And I think, a lot of people keep mentioning the Oiler blue, but I know that it goes deeper than that. That wasn't really the background of it. It's, the police cars in this town used to be the iconic blue, and the police helicopters. And so this color has a lot more meaning than just the Oiler fan base. This is just us aligning and really wanting to be more ingrained in the city of Houston and supporting the city of Houston.
I've got a lot of questions so far on the platforms, and Greg Probst is one of them. So I'll just put you right here on the spot if you don't mind. Will they be for sale on Saturday? If not, why not?
They currently are not for sale right now. And we'll look into possibly doing that down the road, but right now that's not in the works. But what I will tell everyone is that with this uniform reveal, we released a special ticket package that's called the Love You Houston ticket package, where you can purchase $15 tickets and or $15 parking to come on Saturday. And anyone that buys through that promotional code that's on our website, uhcougars.com, will be entered into a drawing to win one of the game-worn jerseys from Saturday night's game. So that's your one and only way. So we have about 3,000 tickets left. So if you're there and you love these jerseys, come out, buy a ticket, come to the game. That's the best and the only way to get one of the jerseys right now.
And the tickets was one of my next questions for you is how many tickets have been sold? And you said about 37,000 now?
Yeah, we're butting right up to 37,000 tickets sold right now. So yeah, it's a great turnout. Should be our highest selling home opener in a long time, if ever, if we keep selling. And so, we really want Cougar Nation to come on out and support this football team. They're going to be a lot of fun to watch this year. And I can tell you, I've been out to a couple practices. They're working their tails off. So we owe it to them, especially if you're an alum, to come out and support, because the guys have been working tirelessly in this warm weather, and you're going to see a good product this year.
And speaking of the warm weather, what are some things that UH is going to do to help the fans deal with the heat, beat the heat this Saturday?
Absolutely. I mean, we're obviously lowering the price of water. We're going to have $2 water at all the games, at the game, excuse me. And then fans can also bring in their own unsealed or sealed bottle of water. And we're going to have water monsters there for you to refill those water bottles. We ask you to obviously wear sunscreen, be smart, hydrate even before you come to the game, because that's going to be really important, as well as we're adding extra emergency EMT staff if there are heat related issues. So we're going to prepare the best we can, but it's obviously it's very serious, very important. We want everyone to come out, but there is going to be precautionary measures to be able to make sure that everyone has a safe, fun time at our event.
With Saturday's season opener getting close to a sellout, and I'll go ahead and put it out there, it will be a sellout by kickoff.
All right. I like it.
What are some of the things that UH is doing regarding traffic to make it easier or less congested for folks to get there?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Done a lot of things. I mean, this, even before I arrived here, the athletics has put an emphasis on traffic flow and parking for this year. And so, partner with Walter P. Moore, very experts, obviously, in the city on traffic flow. I've worked with all the professional teams, and you're going to see a lot of updated signage everywhere based on where your parking lots are. We've also added it if we have addresses for each of the lots. So if you pipe that right into Waze, we partner with Waze, the app. You can put that address in. It's going to give you the best route to the stadium. We've obviously on our website, go to uhcougars.com. We have the traffic flow, as well as we've partnered with Metro, that if you go downtown, you can ride Metro for free to and from our games. So traffic's very important. We want to make sure everyone has a good time. We've invested a ton of resources in this, and we're excited that obviously now that we're in the Big 12, we know we're going to have increased fan base, and the success of the team is going to bring even more fans out. And so we want to make sure that everyone, we can limit your time in the car, give you more time to tailgate and have fun prior to the game.
As the Chief Revenue Officer, what are some things or plans, ideas, goals that you have that you'd like to accomplish while you're here at UH?
Absolutely. I mean, we've done a lot of things to really enhance the fan experience this year at TDECU Stadium, and that's going to be important as we move forward. We really want to be the family friendly event in the city of Houston. We're the most affordable option with the best product in town, I believe. And some of the things that you're going to see is obviously improved concessions this year. You're going to see, we're adding 88 more points of sale, so we're going to be near 200 points of sale at our games. You're going to see added premium areas. You're going to see more these walk-through contactless markets where you can just grab and go items that you see a lot of the professional venues here in town. And then, to get people to be able to come into our games earlier. This is actually, Chris, you're the first to hear this. We're going to have a happy hour the first 45 minutes the gates open behind sections 120 and 121 with reduced price beer, margaritas, and food. Because we want to encourage our fans to get inside the stadium early, because we know that with the enhanced and increased fans, everyone coming right at kickoff is going to cause some congestion like it would at any venue in America.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's part of the reasons we also extended the gates out. And so you're not entering right inside of the stadium. When you get there, there's going to be a perimeter where you can get in, and we'll have some food trucks out there so people can hang out outside the stadium a little bit too. So we've really invested a lot of time and resources. Then around the game itself, not necessarily for this game, but you're going to see us add a lot of traditional college football elements as far as flyovers, post-game fireworks, as well as some new and innovative elements to the game. And so, the fans are going to have access. The big thing right now are these 360 photo booths where everyone can, take a picture of themselves and share in social media. You're going to see that added to the fan experience behind the student section this year. And then obviously some unique, more fun local restaurateurs are going to be running concession stands. So those are just a few of the things we have in mind, but we know that we really need to enhance the fan experience. So that's going to be area number one. And then I think, you're going to see us be very aggressive in this market. We really, as you can see with the uniform reveal, we want to embrace. We do embrace Houston. We want people to come to games and understand that, hey, we're Houston's team. And so even if you're an alum at some other school in the state and you live in Houston, we want you to come to the games a couple of times a year and bring your family and have a great time. And that's our goal. That's what we need to get to. And we're going to work tirelessly to get there.
Are there some ideas that you mentioned Oregon and Nebraska at previous stops that you believe could work or you want to bring in to Houston?
Well, I mean, yeah, I would say from all the places I work, I mean, obviously Oregon and Nebraska are a little bit different. Those, especially Nebraska, the University of Nebraska brand really owns the state. No professional teams that you're competing against, and quite honestly, Husker football is in the DNA of as soon as you're born in the state of Nebraska. And so, as you saw from the volleyball contest last night with 92,000 people, that is, you give them an event and you perform in the field, they're going to show up regardless of what the event is. In Houston, a little bit more crowded market, we need to really modernize how we market to our fan base. I mean, a lot of the things you're going to see us getting away from the traditional billboards and print side of things, and you're going to see us do a lot more digital marketing. We need to make sure that our fans, our students, engage the younger generation, where the advertising, the event information comes up on your phone instantaneously, comes up on social media, comes up on Instagram, Twitter, you name it. And so you're going to see us invest in those areas. And then another big goal of ours is that we need to create our own media company. We need to tell our own story. We have to stop being an organization where we do mostly game scores or game reports and box scores. Our student athletes are pretty special. We have some incredible stories to tell. We need to get that word out there. You can't develop empathy with the city of Houston and the fan base if they don't know what we're all about. And so we want to tell all these great stories, and you have access to do that nowadays with social media. And so you're going to see us. That's how we plan on enhancing our brand and really embracing the city of Houston.
Well, I'm going to put my hat in the ring. If you need any help doing that as a UH alum, I'd love to be a part of that, telling the stories of the athletes. So keep me in mind for that.
We'll
These
do
final
for sure.
moments, because I know you said you have another meeting to go to.
Sure.
What else? Well, I had a question for you. How difficult or challenging with the city of Houston being a pro town, but having so many other things to do in the city of Houston to find, get Houston, the University of Houston athletics to be on the lips of not just alums, but other Houstonians?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned a challenge, but we all know, Chris, that challenges create opportunities, and having almost 300,000 living alums, with a majority of them in Houston, living in such a populous city, a great sports city, one of the best sports cities in the country, in the world, that creates incredible opportunities. But we have to show our fan base, especially the families, that they're getting value when they come out to our events. So we're going to be very conscious of concession prices, parking, traffic flow. And I think what we strive to be is we want to make sure there's an event around the event. Obviously, in my role, we can't control, for the most part, the outcomes of the game. So we can control the amenities and what we're offering to the fans and when they come to our games. And so you're going to see some special events around, maybe not this year, but around our games. And you're going to see a lot of, we aspire, like we want to have some play structures. If you go to a baseball game anywhere in America, especially MLB, you're going to see a lot of play structures out there for the kids. You're going to have face painting for the kids. You're going to have a lot of these great areas. And so you're going to see that, and you'll see that in our marketing this year as well, Chris. The old school way of marketing is putting the football player up there with a helmet with the game schedule and a ticket link. Well, we got to show our fans having fun at the games. That's what you want to market to. You want to show them that, hey, everyone's having a good time at your games, and create that FOMO atmosphere where, oh no, we got to get to TDECU. We got to get to the Fertitta Center. We got to get out to the baseball stadium, because if we don't, we're missing out on having fun. So we're going to make sure that our events are fun for everyone. And we're not going to be afraid to promote that.
And wrapping up with you, just mention again about the events, the planning, logistics for this Saturday's game.
Yeah, absolutely. You can start setting up your tailgate at 8 a.m. It's a 6 p.m. kickoff, so gates will open at 4:30 p.m. Come on out. You're going to see a lot of, even if you don't have your own tailgate or parking and you come in from downtown, you're going to see a Bud Light tailgating zone open to the public that's going to have concessions, food, and extended tent area. So you'll be out of the heat, out of the sun, and you can come out and be a part of the atmosphere. Obviously, we have the Cougar Walk going on, tons of inflatables for the kids. Some concessions out there, big TV out on Cullen Drive, which we're calling the Cougar Walk area. And so, there's something for everyone. We're going to create an atmosphere where everyone can have fun. We're going to have water monsters out there in the tailgating zone too, so people can stay hydrated if you don't have your own tailgate or your own water. So we're gonna invest a lot in making sure that our tailgating is the best in the city and best in the state. And we know it's a process. We got a long ways to go, but you're going to see that if you come out, check us out. And like I said earlier, the only way to get one of those awesome blue uniforms is to buy tickets for the Love You Houston package. So please buy tickets coming out and support this team. I guarantee you're going to have a fun time.
Garrett, one last thing. Mention one more time about the happy hour, 45 minutes roughly before kickoff.
Yeah, absolutely. By sections 120 and 121, starting at 6:30 starting at 4:30 to 5:15, you're going to see reduced price concessions, $7 margaritas, $5 beers, cheaper concessions on food. You'll be able to come out in I think it's called the Patron patio area, and you'll be able to come in. So enter the game earlier. We're going to have music. We're going to have entertainment going on early inside the stadium. Make sure you get there early and have some fun. So, excited to announce that today, and you'll see that on social media later this afternoon.
Garrett Classy, thank you very much. Give everyone your title again.
Garrett Classy, Deputy Athletic Director and Chief Revenue Officer here at the University of Houston.
Garrett, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me
Absolutely.
Here on the show. And please keep in touch. You take care.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me. And go Cougs.
You saw it right there, family. Are you excited? Are you pumped up more that Garrett Classy, what he's talked about, touched on, D-Skills, H-Town? What are your thoughts? Great new voice at UH for future growth. Modern ideas for modern times. Joe Mendez, Love You Houston is a great start. The uniforms are awesome. Go Cougs. Wanda Polk, very exciting. So on that happy high note, I am going to go to a break. So everyone who's maybe new to this show, the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E, going to give you an idea a little bit about what the BS3 network is, as the show streams on Roku via BS3. And we'll be back in roughly 90 seconds as soon as I get the clip. 90 seconds, come on back.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Welcome back to this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku, courtesy of the BS3 Network. If you have a Roku streaming device, just download BS3 TV. If not, just go to bs3network.com. Throwback Thursday, this edition of Throwback Thursday, you can watch it on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, X, Fire TV, and of course on Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. Thanks very much to Garrett Classy, the Chief Revenue Officer for Houston Athletics. One of the things we discussed, if you missed it, was the launch of commemorative uniforms. If you have not seen it on social media yet, I'm going to show it, courtesy of UH Cougar Football's account, Twitter account. I think it's on Instagram as well. The voice, if you don't recognize the voice, is Houston legend, UH legend, track and field legend, Carl Lewis. Check this out.
And proud, dedicated to each other. Houston is resilient, always there when the times are tough, always there to lend a hand. Houston is tradition, a place with a long history of winning, always pushing the limits and never giving up. Houston is the future, never afraid to break boundaries, creating a brighter future for the world and exploring beyond our horizons. Houston is home, this city, rich in culture, instilled with pride. This place is more than just a pin on the map. It's a way of life. This is for the city that always has our back. This one is for the people that call this place home. Love you, Houston. This one's for you.
What do you think about that? Are you excited, hyped up, ready for the season, or a little bit disappointed that those are not yet on sale? But some info about the commemorative uniforms for Saturday's 6 p.m. tip-off against UTSA. They were designed with an iconic look, paying tribute to the city of Houston and its rich football history. Nike light blue jersey with the script Houston across the front, in white with a red outline. The jerseys feature red and white sleeve caps on the shoulders. Helmets are white with 2 red stripes flanking a light blue stripe down the middle. Houston's signature script font appears on both sides of the helmet in light blue. Numbers are full block number font. Student athlete names, y'all know what I think about that, but appear on the back in all league condensed font. Unveiled to the football team this past Monday by Chris Pesman. On Saturday, the coaches will wear light blue hats featuring the white script Houston font, and both TDECU Stadium end zones will also be painted in light blue. There is another look at it. The uniforms, a little bit of the uniforms right there, just a little bit so you can see it. Your thoughts on it? Miss Wanda loves it. I think it's a great look. Good look. Salute to marketing for getting it done. Onward and upward. Y'all know that's one of the things I like to say as you watch any of the Houston Roundball Review live stream shows on YouTube. Onward and upward. Another Coug will be recognized and honored this evening. Mr. Quentin Grimes. I think I touched on it in a previous live stream. He's going to have his jersey retired at his high school, College Park in the Woodlands. Q Grimes, number 5, will be retired at halftime of tonight's football game. I think it's College Park in the Woodlands, I believe. But salute to Q Grimes for getting his jersey retired. And as last I heard, there will be some reps from the New York Knicks attending tonight's game and attending tonight's ceremony. So congrats to Quentin Grimes. And I'll say this, it's a bit of sunshine for the UH men's basketball program, who is still, of course, dealing with Reggie Chaney's tragic passing last Monday. So tonight's ceremony, jersey retirement ceremony for Quentin Grimes will just be something for the program, the basketball program, to smile and just have some good vibes that they may not be having these last few days. It's going on 2 weeks now. Not much details yet about services. I heard a date for it may still not be roughly a week or so away for services for Reggie Chaney, but continue to keep his family and friends, and of course, anyone who knew Reggie connected to the program, UH men's basketball program, the Arkansas men's basketball program as well. Continue to keep them in your prayers as they deal with this tragedy. Shifting gears on this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover. Going to touch on it, see if I can pull it up here. News about what Garrett Classy touched on a little bit about the water and what they're going to do. With temperatures expected to hover around 100 degrees, although I think last I saw a forecast, it may be like 98 or a little less hot around kickoff time on Saturday. For Saturday's U of H football season opener against UTSA, fans are encouraged to quote unquote tackle the heat, take extra precautions, and make extra preparations when preparing for the conditions. Each patron can bring in one clear, unopened plastic water bottle. In the venue, water will be on sale for just $2 per bottle, normally $5.50. Fans are encouraged to begin hydrating 24 hours in advance of Saturday's 6 p.m. kickoff and drink plenty of water at TDECU Stadium. 6 free water Monster refill stations will also be available throughout the stadium. You see them there inside Gate 2, inside Gate 3, behind Section 124, the Upper South Concourse, North Level 300, and the Southeast Level 300 level. To beat the heat, UH asks you to consider wearing loose and cool clothing and apply at least look at it, even give you the sunscreen factors. SPF 15 sunscreen often. Protecting your face and head with a brimmed hat. Protecting your eyes with sunglasses. And taking advantage of shade as needed in the expanded concourses. As a precautionary measure, medics will be increased on site by approximately 20% in efforts to respond more quickly to any heat-related issues in and around TDECU Stadium. A total of 17 emergency medical technicians will also be on site. That's some good news there. I think it's smart. And I know some adults like to drink and like to drink adult beverages, but sometimes it's too hot to drink too many adult beverages. But we'll see. As Joe says right here, everyone hydrate with water, not alcohol, or at least not that much. It's true. Sometimes it is too hot. Like Saturday, it's forecast to be. Sometimes it's too hot to drink too much adult beverage. Got to be smart about it. Have a good time. Drink more water. You can drink the adult beverages after the game when it's cooler. You get back, go in some spot, pub, restaurant. Do that. Alcohol's not going to go anywhere. It's not mandatory that you drink so much alcohol in 100-degree heat. So keep that in mind. All right, going across the screen. Do I know, Naveen, what about this? A lot of tailgating. You missed it earlier. And thank you, Naveen, for chiming in. Appreciate it. There will be tailgating options in the stadium. Some are, I think you have to reserve ahead of time for your tailgate spot. And if you haven't, there will be some alumni tailgating sections as well. And I'm assuming most of that info is on uhcougars.com. So click on it there. But if not, once this show is over, just go back and watch the beginning segment with my conversation with Garrett Classy, the Deputy AD / Chief Revenue Officer for UH Athletics. And he touched on a few other ideas regarding tailgating and more fan-friendly events for UH will be taking place at the stadium, including like a happy hour before kickoff. What is it, like 4:30 to 5:15? Reduced prices to get fans involved, get fans into the stadium earlier. So that's a new idea. I think will be a big hit with some of the fans as well. Keenan Hadnot, thank you very much. Let's see what you got here. Hey, Garrett, love the Columbia Blue unis. Going forward, will UH wear more retro unis? We'll see. I'll ask him that going forward. I had an alum ask me, will the Rockets have any, the Cougars have any throwback uniforms with a rocket slant? Who knows? I think Garrett gave some indication that they're going to be more forward thinking. So that was a positive. And some of that forward thinking hopefully will involve different uniforms, different throwback looks that inspire the fans to buy some merch. Tailgating will be outside the stadium. The happy hour part that I touched on and Garrett touched on as well will be inside the stadium and two specific spots inside TD ECU Stadium, roughly, I think, 4:30 to 5:15 to get in the early, reduced pricing on beer, margaritas, etc. But yeah, they're doing different things, different ideas for fans to be entertained before the game and then hopefully be entertained during the game. And that's one thing Dana Holgorsen has acknowledged. Yes, he wants the fans to attend the game. Garrett mentioned that 37,000 tickets have been sold. So about 3,000 left for a sellout, which I think is doable between now and kickoff. Walk-up should take care of that. So 40,000 tickets sold for a sellout. Season opener, first game of Houston to be a member of the Big 12. So take care of that. The fans are doing their part. Now it's up to Coach Holgorsen and the team to do their part and beat UTSA. Last I saw was UTSA was a 1-point favorite. So the Cougs are underdog at home. What Coach Holgorsen said on Monday, said to his players, the players know it. They have a chip on their shoulder. So we will see how it all plays out. Naveen, I'll answer this question best way I can because I'm not a better. But anybody knows me, follows any of my shows, I'm picking UH to lose on Saturday. I hope I'm wrong. UTSA has one very simple reason. Frank Harris, quarterback for UTSA. He's like 85 years old. I think he's going to his 7th year in college. Veteran leader. He knows the system at UTSA. Whereas Donovan Smith will be his first year at UH as starting quarterback. Yes, he was quarterback at Texas Tech. Not quite the same offense going to be running at UH. So that's one reason right there. UTSA 1-point favorite. That's pretty much a pick 'em. It's okay. When? The question. Let me put, Joe, I see your question. One second. Garrett sounds like he's bringing a new way of thinking about promoting the program, not just relying on school spirit, as you and I have touched on for quite a while about bringing more new ideas to UH marketing, athletics, and promotion. However, Joe Mendez, when will the new jerseys go on sale to the public? Doesn't sound like they're going to be going on sale to the public. Garrett Classy mentioned that there is a $15 Love Ya Houston ticket promotion package for fans who purchase tickets for $15 for Saturday's game, and they will be entered into a drawing to win one of the game-worn jerseys from Saturday's game. Beyond that, it does not seem as of right now there are immediate plans for the Love You Houston jerseys to be made available for purchase. So that, I think, is a little bit of a strike and disappointing because there's been so much positive vibe surrounding those uniforms. Fans want to buy them. So hopefully in due time, fans will get the chance to purchase those Love You Houston uniforms, just not today, Friday, Saturday. Hopefully at some point, and hopefully it's soon, but no timetable just yet. That was the big negative about it. Let's see. Yep, that's part of the package. That's one of the things in it. Just saw the $15 parking ticket today with the package. When about a 31. Yeah, that's part of the issues with doing the promotion packages and offering different things. That's part of the Love You Houston package. $15 parking, and I'll ask you, Naveen. I didn't see where the location is for the $15 parking. Is it closer or farther away? I'm assuming it's farther away than the $30 parking that you purchased. So let me know about that. Hopefully, in due time. Hopefully, T-shirts, hats. Hopefully, at some point down the road, they will sell the Love You Houston some merch. Got to do something with the merch. So, is the $30 parking closer than the 15, or the other way around? Type it and let me know. Going across the screen on the ticker is the football matchups for the local Houston area teams. This Saturday, Rice at Texas, 2:30 p.m. on Fox. HCU hosts Arkansas Baptist, 6 p.m. on ESPN+. Cougs, of course, UTSA, 6 p.m. on FS1. And 7 p.m. in the 38th edition of the Labor Day Classic, Texas Southern and Prairie View, 7 p.m. All right, Naveen says the $15 parking is at the Band and Performance Complex. So keep that in mind. So the $15, I'm kind of curious to see how many people buy that package. The $15 Love You Houston package includes the parking and also includes a chance to win one of the game-worn jerseys from Saturday's game. That might be enough to, I'm not sure how many tickets are available in that package, but help push Houston closer and closer to over the hump of the sellout. 37,000 tickets have been sold so far. Got 3,000, probably some change to go to be a sellout. It probably will be announced as a sellout the closer and closer they get to it. Fans are hyped. And I hope I'm wrong. Truly, I hope I'm wrong and that the Cougs win this Saturday against UTSA. UTSA, I think it was UTSA back in the Tony Levine era, was the first game at the stadium, ran over the Cougs. Hopefully that won't be the case this coming Saturday. And the Cougs, Coach Holgerson and the team start the season off on the right foot with a win. Because a win, fans are happy, fans are hyped, fans want to spend money, fans won't be in such a hurry to look forward to basketball season, and fans will advertise on this show as well as on Let's Rage Cougs, the unofficial postgame show for Houston football and Houston men's basketball. And there will be a Let's Rage Cougs postgame show this Saturday after the Cougs UTSA season opener. That's about right. I'd say that's fair. 20-25%, maybe not that much. 15-20% UTSA fans, but that's okay. As long as it's more Cougs than UTSA fans. That's what I want throughout the season. I don't want to see the stadium filled with purple, that horn frog purple, or that nasty puke burnt orange color from the Longhorns. None of that. Cougar red should dominate TDECU Stadium this season. Hell, ask me. I think it should be dominating every home game going forward. Cougs are now in the Big 12. Some fans cried. You heard Coach Hogan said, cried, bitch, complained. Well, we're not in the Big 12, not in the Power 5. Well, they're in the Power 5 now. Power 4 now. So that reason, I think excuse is gone. Buy your tickets to see the Cougs play. Based on what we heard Garrett Classy say earlier in today's show, Cougs are going to do more things to get the fans involved and interested in coming to the games. Better marketing, better promotions. That's part of it. That's been lacking for a long time. I know that. Y'all know that. So they're going to do better for that with promotions. Get to the game. Get to the stadium. Football, we know men's basketball has done its part. Volleyball is doing its part. Football, it may have taken a while, but they're doing their part with promotions. Now they got to win and beat teams with winning records. That's part of it as well. I'm not even worried about what Dana said about the Longhorns and Aggies earlier this week at his coach's show. I didn't have a problem with it. Longhorns and Aggies are the reason Cougs not in the Big 12, 28 years. I don't. That's not a lie. Too many Texas schools kept UH out of the Big 12 because they're afraid of what Houston could do in a power conference. That's common knowledge. Hey, I don't respect the Longhorns and Aggies. You're big and bad. Why are you afraid of competition? And now you're random going away again once Cougs get. It's all right. I digress with all those things. But well put, Joe. Well put, like that. UH gonna keep it classy. All right. Yeah, Naveen, that's my big negative about today's launch with the uniforms, and I'm gonna put it up again, and then we're going to talk about some TSU news in these final moments. But one more time, these uniforms are nice. So I'll put it on the screen. Houston football unveiled the commemorative uniforms for Saturday's opener against UTSA. Look nice. Naveen says it right there. Everyone is ready to buy the new jersey, but UH won't sell it. So that part doesn't make sense. I agree. It doesn't make sense. It's disappointing. I heard that was the case before Mr. Classy Garrett came on the show, so I was kind of prepared for his answer. Still disappointing. I think it's a missed opportunity for a boost in merchandising sales. But, hey, it can do caps, socks, tank tops, shorts. Get that out there. Fans will buy it, I think. Yeah, well, that's a good point here by D Skills. He thinks Nike would have to make the jerseys so he could see the Titans putting a stop to that. Yeah, that's possible. That makes sense too. That's logical as well. Yeah. Hopefully Miss Wanda's right on here, but D Skills comment does make some sense. Maybe after they see our reaction, they will consider selling them. But no reason other items couldn't be produced. Like I said, socks, tank tops, shorts, caps. That color is iconic. It's Houston color. Garrett Classy said it was part of the police cars. I forgot about that years ago, but that was accurate too. But it really is. Football fans know it. Football fans see that color, that Columbia blue, and they think of the Oilers. They think of Love Your Blue Houston Oilers. Not the Titans in Tennessee. They think of Love Your Blue Houston Oilers. And now some of the youngsters, 713 group, 713 Houston, H-Town, all those things. But that Columbia blue for football, for H-Town fans, Houston fans, that's Love Your Blue for a lot of years. Meant something special to football fans in town to see that color. All right. Part of it too. Start selling out the game to go spread it out to Academy stores. Hopefully, in due time in the future. Let's put it in the universe. Think positive that at some point that Love You Houston merch will be sold so fans can buy it. These closing moments. I haven't seen that yet, but hey, I wouldn't doubt it. It looks good. It looks really good. Closing moments of this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku, courtesy of the BS3 Network, as well as Facebook, Twitch, X, and of course, YouTube. And I'll post the interview with Garrett Classy in itself on my YouTube channel at Houston Roundball Review. And parts of it would also be on IG, Threads, and TikTok at Houston Roundball Review. Thank you very much to Garrett Classy for coming on the show. Thank you to Andrew for making that happen. I thought about this as well. D-Skill made this comment that I could see some entrepreneurs, some business people selling some, what should I say? Dare I say it? Not quite genuine. Love you, Houston merch. Can I say that? I don't want to say knockoff. So not quite genuine, not quite official. You know where I'm going with that. So I have a couple friends who might be part of that as well. So I may need to talk to them about that. All right. These final few moments. News about TSU, men's and women's basketball, and HCU, men's basketball. Thank you, Joe. That's a good way to put it. Thank you. Thank you. Joe helps me out. Sometimes my old brain doesn't come through like it used to. Bootleg version. Thank you, Joe. Okay. Get to this TSU women's basketball. TSU must be a city thing. Texas Southern this past Sunday, had a fan fest. Cougs had a fan fest. Cougs had cage raids. It was well attended. I think thousands of students were at cage raids last Friday. It's getting there. They're getting there. But at Texas Southern's fan fest, TSU women's basketball announced their non-conference schedule. Here it is. They got I think more home games as far as I know that the men's team does. But TSU women's hoops, November 6th at New Mexico, November 14th, home versus North American, then on the road for 2, first at Old Dominion on November 17th, then at the Champs at LSU on November 20th. November 22nd, they host a solid Stephen F. Austin team. November 29th at Rice. Then they got their break for finals. December 12th at Houston. So we know, I think the Cougs have not yet announced their non-conference schedule for women's basketball. I think they're still missing one date as of last week, one opponent. But we do know that Houston is playing Rice and TSU as part of the non-conference schedule. Know that for certainty. After the game on the 12th, TSU goes to Tulsa for a matchup on the 15th. Then they come home for a game against California Baptist on the 20th. Then on the 28th, home versus Omaha. And then home versus Tarleton State on December 30th. So that's TSU women's basketball non-conference schedule. Men's hoops has not yet been announced, but know these 2 games for sure. Taking place in Vegas as part of the HBCU Challenge. Chris Paul is part of this promotion sponsorship. This will be the 3rd year of the CP involvement of the HBCU Challenge. First games are in November. These games are in December in Vegas. TSU plays North Carolina A&T on December 16th. And then they face Howard on December 17th. Last year, I think at least one of those games was on TV, maybe ESPNU. But a comment from head coach Johnny Jones: it's an honor to compete in the 2023 Chris Paul HBCU Challenge once again. Everything from the quality of competition, amenities provided, and national exposure gained from the event was first class. Our team cherished the experience last season and looks forward to the 2023 challenge. HCU men's hoops. Darius Lee's 52-point game performance was voted by ESPN as one of the top 25 college basketball performances of the last 25 years. On March 5th, in the final game of the 2022 regular season, HCU and McNeese hooked up in a game for the ages, with the Huskies claiming a crazy 149-144 4-overtime victory. The game itself ranks as the 4th highest scoring game in NCAA Division I history. Darius Lee scored 27 of his 52 points in the extra 20 minutes. A layup by Darius with 1 second on the clock in the first OT tied the game at 102. He then canned 2 free throws with just under a second left to send the game to a third overtime, tied at 115. And he would finally ice the game with 2 more free throws with 3 seconds left in the 4th extra session. And, I must have missed the quote. But anyway, there is a comment from head coach Ron Cottrell. For those who don't know, and I guess I deleted it by mistake, but March 2022, Darius Lee scored 52 points. Not 3 months later, I want to say June 20th, something like that, he was home in New York visiting friends and family and was killed by a shotgun. Well, it's not a shotgun, but by a gun, bullets. He was at just an event, spending time with friends and family, and life taken too soon. So it's just, you just never know. From such a spectacular performance in March 2022 to just a few months later, Darius Lee's life was taken. And now HCU has their Darius Lee Classic, which Rice and HCU took part in last season. And I believe HCU will have another one, HCU Classic Memorial, to remember him this coming season. But you just never know. Scoring 52 points in March, and a short time later, he's taken from us. So I don't want to end the show that way, on a somber note. Remind everyone about the merch, well, not the merch, the launch, the unveiling of the Houston Cougars commemorative uniforms for Saturday's opener against UTSA. That Love You Houston theme, have the Love You Houston ticket package, $15 for the ticket, $15 for parking. Take a look at it right there. Reminder, Quentin Grimes has his jersey retired tonight at halftime of the College Park football game. Number 5, we retired. Congrats to Quentin Grimes. There will be, I'm assuming Cougs will be there as well as some, I think, reps, if not teammates, from the New York Knicks will be there as well to see Quentin Grimes, jersey retired, number 5, Quentin Grimes, at halftime of tonight's high school football game. So that's exciting. Going to wrap it up one more time. Let's see if I can pull it up here. I'll play it one more time. If you
dedicated to each other. Houston is resilient, always there when the times are tough, always there to lend a hand. Houston is tradition, a place with a long history of winning, always pushing the limits and never giving up. Houston is the future, never afraid to break boundaries, creating a brighter future for the world and exploring beyond our horizons. Houston is home, this city, rich in culture, instilled with pride. This place is more than just a pin on the map. It's a way of life. This is for the city that always has our back. This one is for the people that call this place home. Love you, Houston. This one's for you.
Ms. Wanda, thank you very much, as always, for your support. Thank you for spreading the word about today's show. Hope you enjoyed this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku, courtesy of the BS3 Network. We'll be back. You're looking for advertising, hit me up on the gram at Houston Roundball Review. Thank you, as always, to A.D. Jones for allowing me the keys to drive the bus on Thursdays, on Throwback Thursday, for the Houston Roundball Review Takeover. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks once again to Garrett Classy, the Chief Revenue Officer for Houston Athletics, for joining me earlier in the show, top of the show, for about 50 minutes. Hope you enjoyed that. And as always, remember, the Houston Roundball Review, since 1994. Local name, global perspective. Take care. Peace.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today, it's Thursday, the end of August, the 31st, 2023. Number 1, Hurricane Idalia hit northern Florida as a Category 3 hurricane, unleashing devastation along a wide stretch of the Gulf Coast. 30,000 linemen were in Florida in advance of Idalia, waiting for the storm to pass in order to begin the work of restoring power to an estimated 400,000 homes and businesses. The storm lost some of its ferocity over land and was downgraded to a Category 1 hurricane as it moved across Florida, and then as it headed into Georgia, it was a tropical storm, going from there to South Carolina. Number 2, President Biden wants Medicare to lower the price of prescription drugs. He's starting with 10. The drugs on the negotiation list accounted for an astonishing $3.4 billion in out-of-pocket expenses for Medicare patients last year. The list of drugs undergoing negotiations include blood thinner Eliquis and diabetes treatments such as Jardiance, but the anticipated savings will not take effect for at least 3 years. Number 3, depression and anxiety have skyrocketed over the last few years, but now folks can call a new hotline and receive encouraging words from a group of students, including kindergartners. The Pep Talk hotline is a free service and started as a project for students at an elementary school. The hope is that no matter what someone is going through, they will receive a little joy, and 2 days after the hotline launch, they received 700 callers per hour. Number 4, an officer fatally shot a pregnant woman suspected of shoplifting August 24th at an Ohio grocery store. This is in a parking lot after officials say she accelerated her car towards an officer. The Franklin County Coroner's Office identified her as 21-year-old Takia Young and confirmed she was pregnant. Police Chief Belford said body camera video shows the officer was directly in the path of the car and fired one shot through the front windshield. Number 5. In the wake of recent decisions denying immediate eligibility to one of its players, Colorado football coach Deion Sanders has voiced his criticism of the NCAA's handling of mental health issues. According to NCAA rules, a student athlete gets one restriction-free transfer to any school, and any transfer after that, they have to sit out a season if they don't get a waiver. The player in question, Buffalo's offensive lineman Tyler Brown, has faced a series of mental health challenges, but first transferred from Louisiana to Jackson State last season and then followed Coach Sanders to Colorado. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Showing gratitude to your friends is a beautiful expression of love. Thank you. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with our mental health and wellness contributor, Aprilette Russell, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, the American Heart Association and Black Health Matters. Barbara Scotia College, an HBCU in Concord, North Carolina, needs our help. The What You Need to Know team is asking for our supporters, alumni, and friends of Barbara Scotia to help them meet their immediate and pressing needs by donating to help Barbara Scotia Rise. Please join the thousands of donors from around the world who are stepping up to save one of the nation's oldest HBCUs. Please visit SybilWilkes.com for more information. And check out a celebration of Black filmmakers rooted in the HBCU culture. That's November 10th through the 12th at Howard University's Blackburn Center. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.